Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're out here working on the Yamaha 220, diagnosing a no idle condition. First thing I noticed, the fuel was left on and there is like deposits of fuel all over the top of the carb. Still got gas in there. But basically the carburetor just floods over and it just doesn't run right. So let's take this off and we'll just get right into it. I've taken this carburetor on and off so many times. It's kind of like a science. I believe this is an original Mikuni. It's definitely got gas in it. I'm leaking it all over the ground, but it is a Mikuni branded. I don't know if it's original or if somebody has already like swapped it with something. Maybe it came off of another three-wheeler, who knows. But it is pretty nasty. The jets are clear. I have checked those numerous amounts of times. So let's get in here and start messing with the floats. Okay, so we'll do what I've done pretty much a million times before. We'll take the 4 bolts off here and we'll take a look at the float. Okay, a little wiggle. Pretty clean, which I knew that. I got to dump some fuel out here. Okay. In terms of everything is all clean in here. The needle valve, let's see if I can get this to focus here. Opens and closes all the way. I'm wondering, probably just bend the float down just a little bit further. Let me see if I can find like a needle or something so I can pull this retainer in, I guess that's what you'd call it. Let's see. All right. Let's see, I think it probably comes out from this side. Yep. Pull this pin out and lose our needle. Okay. Visually inspect this one here. Got my grubby hands all over it. It looks fine. Of course, looks can be deceiving. Let's take a look at our actual float. It is, well, this thing's bent up. Not too sure what that's all about, but this is where our needle sets. So let's I wonder if that's a stopper, and if it's opening too far, we should just bend it back. Also, I'm sorry I'm hitting the camera. Very weird situation I got with the camera going on here. Let's see if I can get this bent without snapping it in half, which is what I'm good at. Okay, I got this back in there. Now we definitely got a lot less travel. But now what I'm worried about is, do we have not enough fuel? Because that barely goes down. Let's see. We'll have to just hook it up and see what happens. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take my float bowl and we'll put it on, let's see, this way. And then I'm going to set the carburetor here, turn my fuel on, and we'll count. I hear fuel going in there. will count like 5 seconds because we've been doing it there. Ooh, I feel it rushing out somewhere. Okay. We're definitely getting fuel. Oh yeah. Lots and lots of fuel. But it wasn't leaking out the overflow. When I bend it, it leaks out of the crevices. So, what I'll do, put the screws back on, and we'll see if it runs out of the overflow. I'm also probably going to catch the building on fire. Just so I don't have to hold it in place, I'm going to loosely get these bolts started before I put the fuel supply back on the carburetor. That way we can see if we can get a timer going and see if it leaks, when it leaks, so we can so we can determine if it's the needle doing it or if it's possibly just too big of a fuel line, because this is a 3/8 instead of, I think it should be like a 5/16. But we got our fuel on, so let's see if we got any stuff that's gonna start dripping out of here. Go ahead and tap that just for superstition's sake. The bowl is probably filled, so I'll keep our fuel on while I start to tighten down these bolts. And then right when I get to the last one tight, I bet it will start leaking. But that's all for science. Okay, we're tight. Either not getting any fuel at all, or it's fixed. Let's see what happens when we see if we can crank it over. We'll see what the running condition of this engine is going to be. One thing I need to do first is fix our ground cable to our battery. It got a little toasty and caught on fire. So we will repair that before we do any cranking. That way we don't explode the battery or ourselves. Oh, we're leaking out of our float bowl again. Go ahead and turn our fuel off. It took a while for that to happen, so we'll still fire it up. I'm gonna go with, hopefully it's just our fuel line's too big and it's just pushing too much volume past the needle there. Okay, we got our ground wire on there. Let's see if our battery's good. Let's also make sure we're neutral. Let's see what happens when it warms up. interesting. See if we're getting fire. Look for spark. Great spark. We got a couple screws down here. Guess we can back that off and see if that does anything. It's shooting flames out of it. There's a screw on the underside of this, which I imagine is some sort of fuel ratio. I just don't have a short enough screwdriver to get underneath it without having to take the carburetor off. So we'll have to pretty much go back to square one, except I won't take anything off other than these two bolts, and we'll screw the screw in, because in should be leaning it out. If that doesn't work, then we will just go the other way. But we're going somewhere, because that exhaust is hot, because it's idling, so that's always good. And it runs if you just kind of ease into it, but if you blip the throttle, it kind of overloads. So it's either the fuel mixture, or it could be a spark issue. But we're leaking pretty good. Could have tilted the bowl. So let's screw this screw in. To just under the flush of the bowl there, and we'll put our two screws back in, and then we'll fire it back up and see if we notice any sort of difference at all. Probably got to turn our idle screw up, because we did lean out our mixture. turn that screw in until we get something different. It is running better now, although it is backfiring through the carb, which makes me think if this doesn't fix it with the carburetor, it could be potentially a burnt valve or some timing start to kind of get out of whack. I don't know how. I think this is like an 80s, mid 80s model Yamaha. So, and they probably never put any like top end work into it or anything like that. So it could just be on its way out and we're putting a band-aid on a bullet hole. But we're making progress. This might just have to be one of those put it around kind of things and not. Well, might have to retire it from doing the wheelies and all that stuff, which isn't very fun, but having a little yard machine to pull a trailer or something is always useful. Alright, screws are tight. Let's see what we got. Too far, so I'll turn it back to about flush with the carburetor or flush with the bowl there, and we'll see, because if that doesn't fix it and it still like leans back, it's probably a valve. Back on there. Very, very strange. Float Well guys, I say we figured her out. Still kind of idles weird how to idle it up and down. It kind of just changes. It's a little moody. I think it's just worn out. Like I said, it's like a mid-80s. Probably got some valves starting to burn, back burn through the carb. It runs great at the high RPM though, so that's always good. I think that's gonna do it for this little video. Wind's picking up, audio's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty grumpy, so we're gonna send it back up in the shop. Probably lock it in there till the winter time and the snow comes out. This thing's fun, a little ride around, so I got a Honda I need to get going. If you guys want to see me work on a Honda 200, make sure you run this video up, like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. But until next time, see ya.